Hello everybody, Striker99974 here, and today we're going to be reviewing the 4 new DLC maps in the Supremacy DLC playlist. Now, in the video, we are going to be in today's video, we're going to be reviewing every single DLC map that's come out in Supremacy, and what I think about the map, if the DLC pack is good or not, and above all else, what weapons should you use on these maps? Like example, on certain maps you might want to be using ARs and snipers, some maps SMGs, shotguns, and on some maps you might just use whatever the hell you want because, you know, if you're good with the gun, you can use it. But without further ado, let's begin. This map is Gremlin. Gremlin is the big boy of all the maps. There's no other way to describe it without simply saying it is the biggest map. If you take 2 rooms of the room I'm about to go in and kill someone here, if I go in there, come on, you can do it, you can do it. If you take 2 of these rooms right here, and you were to put them side by side, it would be the size of Urban, the smallest map in the game. So this map is definitely a big map, and it plays extremely well with exo movements, even though it doesn't have any lanes at all. I mean, you could consider that middle thing a lane there, but it's not considered a 3-lane map. Excuse me, I burped there. You may have not heard that, but I did. That's why I stopped. It doesn't have a 3-lane map, and all the weird cluster, all the cover, it all plays very, very well to the maps, and it's very open. It plays, like I said, it plays well, the map feels right, and it's one of my personal favorites in the DLC pack. I think this is right up there with Skyrise, which is the remake of MW2 High-Rise, which we will see soon. It is definitely a fun map. This is one of my more favorite maps, mainly because they have it feels kind of like a good old CTF, like an older CTF game, like where the point of the game is capture the flag or something, or like a base war game. I don't know what I'm saying here anymore. But if you look at the map design, it feels like there's like 2 bases, 2 sides, and each one has a turret. Each one's like evenly laid out. And now, yeah, that's basically it. Now we will move on to the next part, the map effect. The map effect on this one's actually extremely interesting. So basically, about halfway into the map, IMSs will appear. IMSs, if you don't know what they are these kind of like drones that will shoot explosives at you, and they'll hit you, and it hurts a lot. And as you see here, the floor, the mid area turns red, and that area basically turns into a giant game of the floor is lava. If you've ever played that as a kid, I'm pretty sure a lot of people might have. But it turns into a giant game of the floor is lava, and if you are able to hit someone before they jump into it, you get 100 points for an assist suicide. And I think that's a pretty cool effect. I haven't seen any real map effect like this in AW. I mean, there's a couple cool ones, but this one's definitely one of the cooler ones I've seen so far. But anyway, let's move on now to the weapons that I recommend to you for this map. I really feel this is an AR sniper heavy, sometimes SMG map. This map has a lot of it's more open, so ARs are definitely going to be able to get those lines of sight and be able to hit people at longer ranges and still do good, while other weapons like SMGs are not going to be able to, unless you're going to play extremely aggressively, get up in everyone's grill. You're not going to be able to do very well with an SMG, I don't think. I mean, I did see one person do amazing with the ASM-1, but that's the ASM-1. Everyone knows about that gun. Is like, ugh. But yes, like I said, it's definitely an AR sniper heavy map. You can use SMGs, you can use shotguns. It's just the map is more made for SMGs and snipers. You can feel it when you're playing the map. That's why I'm actually using did I say SMGs and snipers? Oh, I'm a retard. Oh, ARs and snipers, and it is definitely AR and sniper heavy. More than SMGs, because SMGs are an up-close personal gun with these clear lines of sight. Like I said, like numerous times now, it just doesn't feel right. But that's all. I'm going to leave you guys to the last couple minutes of gameplay here. I'm using the Battle Obsidian Seed, if you couldn't tell already, with a suppressor, foregrip, and quick draw grip. And I think I did pretty bad at the beginning, but I'm going to do good towards the end. So if you want, you can skip ahead to the next map, which is going to be Skyrise, and that's all for this little part. And now we move on to Skyrise. Skyrise is probably my favorite map out of all the 4 new maps. Mainly because it is MW2 high-rise. I don't think I need any other explanation. And when I first saw this map, you might be thinking, oh, it's high-rise. That map was small, it's not going to play well, but it actually plays extremely well with exo movements. It plays well, it feels right, and I was surprised. I know what you're probably thinking right now. But doesn't the exo movements make the map really, really easy to get around? Yes, it does. But the map altogether still feels like MW2 high-rise. It's an exact remake. If you were to look at the MW2 high-rise map, you'd see that this is the exact same thing, just renamed and formed to the, like, texture to the Atlas thing. So, let's move on now to the map option. There is no map thing on this, surprisingly. Normally in AW, they have some sort of, like, thing in the map where, like, it changes in the game. For example, Perplex. I think, yeah, Perplex had, the buildings would randomly switch, which was annoying, but they would. And it would cause some, like, it would be, like I said, annoying. But that was Perplex's. Gremlins is the floor is lava thing, and there are a bunch of them. I'm trying to think of another one. And Drift is the avalanche. So there definitely are a lot of map things. But this one doesn't. I think they're trying to make it feel as MW2, as close to MW2 as possible, and they did a great job. Now on to which weapons I feel suit the map the most. I feel that any weapon is good for this map, because on MW2 you could use any weapon and do good with this map, and that's the same thing here. Even though people may argue it's more of an SMG, AR sniper dominant map, you can do good within the SMG. It is an MW2 map, so the areas are kind of small. You can do good with a sniper because you can get to very high elevations, like you see up here. I can go up here. You can just snipe across the map because again it's an MW2 map, and because there's so much cover and so many areas, any weapon can do, shotguns can do good, because you can go around corners with shotguns if you would like. So this map definitely has a lot of options to choose from, and it's altogether a very well-made map. I'm surprised by how well it actually works with exo movements, because when I first saw this in the trailer, I'm like, oh, they remade high-rise, they're going to ruin all the high-rise feels. But no, they didn't. It actually plays extremely well, and actually made me want to come back and try out AW, because I've recently been playing Titanfall, which is also kind of why I'm sucking in these clips. But like I said, it is an extremely good map. I find it extremely fun to play on. It brings back a lot of nostalgia from MW2, and it's definitely my favorite out of all the 3. Now I'm going to, if you want, you can skip ahead to the next map, which is Compound, where I'm going to be using, I think, the M1 irons. And if you didn't tell, or if you want, you can keep watching. I'm using the Insanity with a 4-grip and suppressor. That's it. I don't need no 3 attachments. I'm a freaking man. I can deal with slow ADSing. But that's all. I'll be seeing you in the next clip.
We're winning this fight.
And now we're here on Compound, the third map that we're going to be reviewing for today before we get to the last one. As you see here, I'm using the M1 irons with quick draw grip, advanced rifling. Oh, and if I didn't mention, I was using the Insanity last game if you couldn't tell or read, but yeah, I am using the M1 irons. This is Compound, I would have to say, is the most AW feeling of all the maps. The other ones, they feel like Modern Warfare. They feel Modern Warfare-ish. This one actually feels like an AW map. And out of all of them, I'd say it's my least favorite. I'm not saying it's a bad map. It's still a great map. It's just, I kind of like the way the other maps are set up a little bit. This map, it's still extremely fun to play on, but it's not so much my style. I think I really like the MW maps a little bit more than this. But now that we got that over, I'm going to be telling you the map. That map effect, believe it or not, is nothing. Again, they don't have another map effect. There's only one, surprisingly. Again, what the fuck was that? Okay. Anyway, before I started having a seizure because of my mic, this map is heavily SMG AR. You can use a sniper on it, like if you're my friend Splash, who's god with the sniper. That's not even a joke. He's crazy with it. If you're like that, you might be able to do well with a sniper. Shotgun, SMG, AR, those are the weapons you definitely want for this map. It's close quarters for the most part. There are very few open lines of sight, unlike Gremlin or Skyrise, where there's a lot of open lines of sight. But the map altogether, it is the most AW feeling, and it's obviously I can't speak today. God damn it! It's obviously going to feel a lot like an AW map and play very well with exo movements because that's what it was built for. There we go. Jesus Christ! Oh, I rabbit punched right in the ass. Anyway, so this map I would have to say is my least favorite, but it still is an extremely good map. It is extremely fun to play on, and the map is a box. If you want to know what it looks like on a scale, it's a box. There's no other way of describing it. It's a giant box. But that's all. If you want to continue watching me use the M1 irons and kick people's asses, you can. But that's all for this map. So now we're going to be moving on to the last map. Yes, I will see you there.
Friendly UAV above. Enemy UAV above. Don't forget to move, soldier. We're winning this fight. We've taken the lead. We've lost the lead. We've taken control. Draw. RTB and await further orders.
And the last map we're going to be reviewing is Parliament. This map's actually, it's like if Carrier from Black Ops 2 and AW were to get together and have a baby. This would be it. This is the baby child of them two. Before I get into anything else, I'm going to say I'm using the ASM1 Speakeasy again. I don't know why. I haven't used it in a while, so I decided I'd use it with advanced rifling, foregrip, and extended mags to pre-built attachment. Anyway, let's get back to the map. This map is actually extremely good. I don't know why I would rate it higher, but I just like Gremlin more. But this map is very, very fun to play on. It's very big, very open. It feels, again, like a Modern Warfare map because it has a lot of open lines of sight, but at the same time also feels like Black Ops 2 Carrier because it's like, it's on a ship, I guess. That's really the only way of explaining it. I do kind of dislike how the map's set in Parliament or Great Britain, and you don't see, like, Big Ben or anything without looking outside the map. Like, if you look out, you can see some British landmarks. But you don't see those normally, which kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. I kind of wanted to, like, the map's called Parliament. I wanted to see Big Ben. See, you can see Big Ben there. The map has 3 spawn zones that are very, very easy to map down. There's the first one in the way back where you saw me spawn at the beginning of the video. There's that one I just spawned from, and then there's another side one. If you get to the side one, you and your team are basically boned. There's no way out of it. The reason for this being is because the enemy team will spawn on both the other spawn points, and they can easily go over and kill you. But your team, if you're working with a team, they can get out of it. It's harder, but you can do it, and you're probably gonna get a lot of kills and points while doing it. Now we move on to the map effect, which this one's pretty cool. This one is basically when you get a certain missile strike, it will send down hundreds upon thousands of missiles into a certain area, and it just destroys the enemy team. If they're not paying attention, they will die. They will die. Like, it just bombards a small area with missiles. Everything dies. It is extremely cool to use. Now, which weapons would I recommend for this map? Definitely not SMGs or shotguns. That's because, as you clearly see, this map has a lot of clear lines of sight, and you cannot be using SMGs unless you're going to be on these like little side things I'm in right now. Otherwise, you can't really go for those ranged shots which you can with an AR. Another AR sniper dominant map. I definitely recommend that if you want to get this. Now, my review on the DLC altogether. I feel that the DLC is definitely one of the better DLCs in AW. The zombies map is great. The multiplayer maps are also great, and above all else, it's just fun. It's definitely my favorite out of them. Well, my friend Splash may yell at me and say this is basically Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, well, they needed something like that. The last couple DLC, a little bit on the iffy side, especially with the zombies map last time, but this is definitely a good map pack. I recommend buying it if you want a fun, enjoyable time, and if you just want to play, you want some more nostalgic feels, if you like MW2 Skyrise or something like that, or High Rise or something like that. But that's really all for today's video. I told you what my feelings on it, what I think about the DLC, and above all else, what weapons you can use in these maps, or I recommend you use. Like, you clearly saw there, that shot was insane. But if you want, you can keep watching. There's nothing really, there's some more clip at the end that you can watch with me at the ASM1. That's all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!
UAV is online. Now that's how it's done. RTB for debrief.